Hi, today is January 4th, 2024, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 16 for the year, Discarded. I took you out of the stand, tree, and brought you down 3 flights and placed you on the sidewalk next to one of your living siblings. Does that tree mourn for you? Does it wonder whether it will be next? And how do you feel, tree, now that I have metaphorically kicked you to the curb, now that I have metaphorically thrown you out into the street? We always knew from the moment I welcomed you into my home that it would not be a permanent thing, but because it was so good being with you, the time we spent together seems even briefer than it actually was. I already miss having you around, but the time had come and you had to be discarded. This time next year I will be gone from here. You were the last tree I will ever invite into this home, and you were a good one. You were a good tree. Goodbye, tree. I hope you enjoyed your eulogy. Poem number 17, The Bittersweet. He cut open the lemon and pressed his lips to it and sucked and ate until there was no lemon left. And he loved the bitterness, and he savored the bitterness, and he walked around for much of the day full of the bitterness. That night he cut open the orange and pressed his lips to it and sucked and ate until there was no orange left. And he loved the sweetness, and he savored the sweetness, and he went to sleep that night full of the sweetness. Poem number 18, The Opposite of Water. Suddenly it occurred to her to ask, what is the opposite of water? She asked the sand, and the sand said, the opposite of water is no friend of mine. That didn't help, so she asked the sky, and the sky said, I don't know, but it's not me. I am not the opposite of water. Just because the ocean reflects an image of me back to me, that doesn't mean I am the opposite of water. So she asked the tree, and the tree said, can you give me a break, please? Some guy couldn't even wait until the 12th day of Christmas to throw me out on my ass after everything I did for him. Whatever the opposite of water is, I'd like to shove it right up the ass of the asshole who left me on the sidewalk here. This didn't help either, so she went home and poured herself a glass of water. And the glass said, hello? Poem number 19, What Goes with What? Another question that could have been asked is, what goes with what? Another answer that could have been given is, what goes with what? And last poem of the day, poem number 20, Somebody Gonna. One of these days, somebody gonna come along, and somebody else gonna go along, and somebody else gonna put on a pretty dress, and somebody else gonna dance till dawn. One of these days, somebody gonna say the word, and somebody else gonna lead the way, and somebody else gonna follow the money, and somebody else gonna chase the rainbow. One of these days, nobody can say when, nobody gets why, nobody knows who, and don't nobody understands how come. But one of these days, somebody gonna drift into town, and somebody else gonna pull the trigger, and somebody else gonna hurt real bad, and don't nobody wants to be around when that shit goes down. That one really seems like a song, but didn't have the time this morning to write no chords for it. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate you.